Hey everyone, Susan here from Sly Photography, and today I'm going to show you how to create a photo mosaic. What a photo mosaic is, it's a picture that is made up of a bunch of other little pictures. And this is the image that I started with, and this is the end result. It's really not hard to do, it's just a little time consuming until you get all the pictures that you want and sized properly to create your pattern. But it's a really neat effect, and I really like how this looks. So let's get started. Okay, you're going to want to have your image open that you want to turn into the photo mosaic. And then you're going to want to have a new document, so go to File, New. And you want to make this a square because this is going to set your pattern to create the photo mosaic over your image. I'm going to go for this image with 500 pixels by 500 pixels. So click OK. Now, to help me get all my images to be the same size and to make them all square within this square, I'm going to make my own grid. And to do that, I'm going to go to View and New Guide. And now you can make your grid as large as I'm going to make it, or you can make it smaller. It's whatever you want to do, however many pictures you want to include. This pattern is actually going to include 16 pictures in one square. But you can do this with 4, you can even do this with more. I mean, it's really up to what you want to do for your pattern and how big your image is that you need to cover. So with the vertical selected, I'm going to type in 50% and click OK. And that gives me this nice little blue guideline. And I'm going to go up there again to View, New Guide, and this time I'm going to type in 25% with the vertical still selected. And I'm going to do this again with 75% and vertical still selected. Now I'm going to do it horizontally. So View, New Guide, select the horizontal option, type in 50%, then View, New Guide, horizontal, 25%, then View, New Guide, horizontal, and 75%. And there we have it. That is our grid. Now, I already have the images open that I'm going to use. It's these images here. And I'm working on 2 screens, so I just keep them open on my other screen. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to take these images one by one and drag them onto this grid. So I'm going to start with my first image and drag it onto my grid. And I'm going to place it where I would like her face to be. I'm going to slightly change the size of it, so make sure you're holding down the Shift key when you do this so it maintains its proportions. I didn't do that, so this is a little distorted, but that's okay. Okay, and I like it like that, so I'm going to hit Enter. And then I'm going to come up here and select my little marquee tool, and holding down the Shift key, I'm going to select that square. Okay, and then I'm going to right click inside my select area and select Layer via Copy. And then I'm going to come over here to my layers and I'm going to delete that first layer. So there's my first square. And I'm just going to repeat this with all my other images until my square is filled. So as I said, this is the most time-consuming part, but it looks really cool once you get all the images in. So I'm going to hurry up and do this and fast forward so you don't have to watch me put all the images in, and I will be right back with you then. Okay, now that I have all my images in my little square how I want them, I'm going to go to View and Clear Guides to remove all those lines. Now if there's any white spaces showing, you can just click on that layer. There's a little white space here. And then I'm going to just transform it by hitting Control T, and I'm just going to bring this up just a little bit just so that one little light line is no longer visible. Alright, now I'm happy with that, and as you can see, I used a variety of different images. Some are black and white, some are color, some are sepia. It doesn't matter what your photos are color-wise. They can be anything, because it doesn't matter. So now from there, I'm going to go to Edit, Define Pattern, and you can name your pattern whatever you like. I'm going to call this Sly Photo 2. And then I'm going to hit OK, and now my pattern is saved. So now I'm going to go to my image that I want to turn into the photo mosaic. And I'm going to click on this little button down here to add a new layer. And then I'm going to go to Edit, Fill, and I'm going to change this where it says 50% gray, and I'm going to click on Pattern. And now as you can see underneath that, it says Custom Pattern. So I'm just going to select my drop-down menu again and select my custom pattern. I'm going to click OK. And as you can see, that entire layer filled with my pattern. Now I'm going to go ahead and desaturate this layer. You can do image adjustments and then click on desaturate, or you could do Shift, Control, and U on your keyboard. And now all I'm going to do is change the blending mode. I normally use overlay, or you could use soft light, hard light, vivid light. It's really your personal preference as to what you think is the best blending option for this. And you know, sometimes like if you really like the vivid light look or something that just seems a little bit overwhelming, you can lower the opacity. Like say I wanted to use the vivid light, I could just lower the opacity just down, you know, to about 60%. That way, you know, your image is still coming through and you're seeing all the images over top. For this particular image though, I'm going to put my opacity at 100%, and I'm just going to use the overlay. And as you can see, my image now looks like it's made up of all these other little images. And that's all you really need to do for it. And as you could see, it really didn't take much time at all. The only, you know, time-consuming part was just selecting the photos and sizing them to fit into my little square. So from there I can, you know, flatten my image or just save it as a JPEG or whatever file format that you like to use, and you're done. So that's it for this tutorial. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I hope that you have fun playing around with this effect. And I hope you stop by again and watch my other tutorials, and please subscribe and like my page. Alright, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon.